Sarasota Tim claims to be a professional YouTuber, but he is totally unaware of how his job actually works. That's right, Tim, in a recent video, said that he was a very successful YouTuber and he's a professional. Now, as a professional, one should know the inner workings and how to perform the tasks at your job. Am I right? Now, when I think of a professional, I think of someone who performs at a higher level than the average worker. Take any occupation, whether it's, say, an artist that studies and knows the styles of the great masters and understands color theory and puts out the best work, or even a tradesman. If you're a bricklayer, you lay some bricks, you build a wall, and maybe do a walkway here and there, but you're just a bricklayer. If you are a professional, you study your craft, you invest in the best tools to make your job easier and efficient, and you put out the best work. People schedule and wait for a long time just so they can get you to do the work, because they don't want any old average person. They want the professional. They want you. They wait because you're the one that does large scale work. You do intricate designs, walkways, courtyards, and high-end buildings. You do impressive inlays and all kinds of things, and people want your work. Now, be honest, does this sound like Sarasota Tim to you? No, Tim is not a professional. He's just another YouTuber. He isn't even a great or particularly good YouTuber. I mean, quantity does not a professional make. One great or even good thing is more sought after than 10 shitty things. Tim has no clue on how YouTube, his job, actually works. Do you think Tim knows the policies about uploading firearm-related videos? Do you think Tim realizes what happened to his cleaning that 45 video? Do you think Tim knows what is acceptable, kind of acceptable, and not allowed at all when it comes to firearms-related material? Now, if you're one of those people who watches those types of videos, I'm talking about firearms-related videos where people show you videos of them reviewing the handguns and shooting them and everything else. You notice that a while back, people used to show you, this is how you field strip this weapon, this is how you clean it, this is how you put it back together. They stopped doing that. And there's a reason, a very, very good reason, that all the people that's what their channel is about, not like Tim's all over the place, they are firearms channels. That's why they stopped showing you how to field strip the weapons. Because, well, there's a reason. You can go find out for yourself if you're interested. And we all know Tim won't take the time to go look. He just does because he thinks he can do whatever he wants to. And do you think that Tim knows that you are not permitted to show someone holding a firearm on a live stream at all? It's a big no-no. Now, not that it pertains to Tim, but still, if he is such a professional, this is his job. And you'd think he would be aware of things like this if he's going to do that kind of content. But then again, anyone who listens to someone talk about firearms and everything from a guy who left his in the pocket of his car door and it got stolen, well, they're not very bright to begin with, but that's beside the point. Now, when it comes back to professionalism, a professional knows their craft. They study. They perform above the normal. Otherwise, they would just be an average, everyday worker, just another person in the crowd. A professional puts in the time and effort. A professional performs at the top of their game. A professional is someone people look up to and strive to emulate. So far, Tim does not come to mind. A professional uses the best tools and is ever evolving and growing. A professional tries to stay ahead of the ever-changing landscape of said profession. Sarasota Tim. No, he does the bare minimum. Tim is repetitive. Tim is anything but innovative. Tim never challenges himself. Tim doesn't change or grow. Tim is happy being stagnant, doing the same thing over and over and over again, and doing it with the least amount of time and effort put into it. See, Tim thinks that if he dresses the part and says it enough, people will believe him and he will somehow manifest it into reality. Tim is not a professional. In fact, I would contest that he is the exact opposite of that. Tim is mediocre at best, and I don't even think he reaches the status of mediocre. And before you start clickety-clacking on the keys, nope, step away from the keyboard. I never said that I was a professional. I never claimed that this was my job. I never said I make a living on YouTube and I'm quite successful YouTuber and you should. No, I never said any of that. Now, back to Sarasota Tim, and he uses the bare minimum as far as equipment. When it comes to equipment, he doesn't have anything extra. He doesn't have anything to make his life easier or to make his video quality any better. He does the bare minimum when it comes to content. Tim is repetitive and never advances or does anything different. Now, whether he's talking about cars, shooting, or even going to Walmart, Tim is not at the top of the pack. He is not innovative. He is doing nothing even remotely better to set himself apart from anyone else. Go ahead. Go up to the search bar and search a Tim topic on YouTube. Look up Walmart or Costco deals. Look up car reviews. How about travel? Tim likes to travel. He talks about travel. He makes videos about travel. RV living. He is an RVer. He lives full-time in an RV. It says so right in his little bio there. So look up RV living. How about even how to cook a steak? How many times cooking a cowboy steak, cooking eggs, cooking a cowboy steak. Go ahead, look that up. Tim is the worst of the worst when it comes to all of those topics that you're going to search. He's not even at the top of the bottom. His low quality, no effort, rapid upload, Groundhog Day, best cup of coffee, again, content, pushes him far, far, far from the realm of being a professional. I mean, even going to Walmart, he goes to Walmart all the time. There are people on YouTube right here that have play buttons that Tim so desires, and all they do is they'll go into Walmart or they'll go to Costco or Sam's Club or BJ or anywhere, even Amazon. And they go, these are the deals. This is what's new in Costco this month. And they go through and they show you everything and they show you this and they tell you that and they tell you what the little star means and this and if it ends in that and they tell you everything. And that is all they do. They don't tell you about the best cup of coffee and then a car and then going to the car wash and then going to McDonald's and then everything else. No, all they do is tell you about shopping at Walmart or shopping at Costco. So Timmy, when he goes in and pokes and throws things around and touches stuff and tries to say the word crock pot, yeah, he's not a professional.
Timmy.
People everywhere do everything better than he does. So that doesn't make him professional. That makes him basic bitch. I mean, Tim runs around and speaks on topics he has little to no knowledge of. As soon as he starts talking, you quickly become aware that he's totally clueless. From Social Security and Medicare to RVing and even his carnivore diet. He rattles off misinformation and tries to back up all his bullshit with nonsensical mathematics that doesn't make any sense. Tim doesn't edit. He doesn't make thumbnails. He doesn't write descriptions or even preview his videos before he hits upload. Yeah, remember the infamous refrigerator scene? Well, he has to get them out. So he just upload. He doesn't look at anything. This is not the work of a professional. These are not the actions of a professional. Tim puts out 2 or 3 videos in a single hour. This further demonstrates his unprofessionalism. He can't even manage to schedule his feverishly frenzied uploads. See, a professional would spread the videos out and go ahead and post them throughout the day. A professional would know to give his audience a little bit of time to breathe in between videos, and some people have things to do besides sit and watch Tim. But no, not Tim. He doesn't care about that. See, Tim, he'll give you 3 videos in 1 hour and then nothing. And then later in the day, that evening, we'll get 4 more in another hour and a half. That's not the professional way to do it. There's people that sit down and they don't do the type of content that Tim does, but there's creators that will sit down and in 2 days, they have their entire week's worth of content recorded. It's edited, then uploaded, and scheduled for the next day, then the next day, then the next day. Not Tim. Pump them out, pump them out, pump them out. Don't give anybody time to breathe because Timmy needs money. He doesn't care about his quality. He doesn't care what the content is. He doesn't even care about his viewers. He only cares about the money. And when he cares only about the money, the quality of his craft suffers, and that is not professional. And not saying that professionals don't want money too, but they give you the work that deserves them to get the money. Tim doesn't deliver. Tim isn't even aware of the vast amount of tools available at his job to make his life easier while still maintaining a level of quality and professionalism. Tim would rather do it as he has done his entire life. He would rather put in the least amount of effort, do the very, very bare minimum, just kind of dress and act the part, ask people for handouts, and then blame others for any shortcomings. See, Tim relies on that premise that if you bullshit enough, it will come to fruition. So basically, Tim is not even aware of the rules and policies of his job. A professional would be aware and would not continually abuse the copyright claim system. A pro would not only take the time to learn how it works, but write a response in a professional way, not one of a 7th grader. See, a professional, an entrepreneur, as he says, would have taken that lucky break that they were given with that one video and ran with it. They would have learned how their job actually works. They would have learned the ins and the outs. A professional would not have squandered the opportunity that fell into their lap. Yes, entrepreneurs don't just go, ugh. No. They take the bull by the horns and they run. But Timmy just let it all float away. So there you have it. Tim is not a professional. However, I am now convinced that Tim is indeed a minimalist because Tim does the minimal amount of work just as he does his entire life. But you don't have to agree with me. That's never the point here.
This is BlindViews, and that's the way I see it.
What we do here is go back.